You've been hearing a lot about Microsoft Defender for Cloud, but what really is it and what kind of SQL databases does it protect? Learn all about it this week on Data Exposed. Hi, I'm Anna Hoffman, and welcome to this episode of Data Exposed. Today, I'm joined by Ido from the Defender for SQL team. Ido, thanks so much for joining me today. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do in your team?
Yeah, of course. So thank you for having me here. My name is Ido, and I'm a program manager in Microsoft Defender for Cloud product group. I've been in the company for around 1 year, and I'm managing security products for the past 10 years. In Microsoft, my team and I are focused on Defender for SQL, a product designed to protect SQL workloads in Azure, multi-cloud, and hybrid environments.
Okay, awesome. So you are the perfect person to have on to tell us more about Defender for Cloud and Defender for SQL. But before we get into it, I wanted to ask you, based on all your experience, what are some of the main security challenges that organizations are facing?
Sure, that's perfect. Let me just quickly share my screen. So in our day-to-day, we're all very task-focused. We are creating, we're updating, and we're managing databases. And what we do is we tend to forget that organizations store their most critical data in databases, making them an obvious and prime target for attackers. And following numerous meetings with customers and also backed up by multiple researches and reports, we have identified these three main security challenges. So visibility is the top priority for organizations when it comes to security and compliance. And you can see that more than half of the organizations cite secure configuration of cloud resource as their top priority. In addition, customers are also challenged by the increase in numbers, sophistication of attacks, and also the cost of data breaches. In 2021, the average cost of data breach reached a staggering figure of $4.24 million. And finally, more and more organizations are adopting a multi-cloud strategy. And this adds a lot of complexity to the specific expertise and the know-how which is required for each one of the different clouds. And the bottom line is that protecting data stores has never been so complicated. And this is exactly where Defender for Cloud Platform, and more specifically, Defender for SQL comes in.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. These challenges are actually a little bit scary, but it's good to know that we have a solution. I'm a little sometimes I hear a lot of things about the different Defender products. What is Defender for Cloud?
Sure. So Azure Security Center was rebranded last year to Microsoft Defender for Cloud, and that's the source of a lot of the confusion. And in a nutshell, Microsoft Defender for Cloud is a platform providing cloud security posture management, CSPM, and cloud workload protection, CWP, that first of all helps you find weak spots across your entire cloud configuration. It also helps you strengthen the overall security posture of your environment. And even more so, it's designed to detect threats and protect workloads across very diverse environments. Microsoft Defender for Cloud support multi-cloud and hybrid environments while integrating with a very wide range of security products to enable seamless response and automation for your security operation teams. And those kind of integrations can be with Azure Sentinel, with Purview, with Slack, for example, or ServiceNow, and of course, there are many, many others.
Okay, got it. That definitely helps. So I can kind of use Microsoft Defender for Cloud at the highest level to kind of protect all my services, regardless of where they're running. Now, when it comes to Data Exposed, when we think about our viewers who are mostly SQL experts, not information security specialists, though some are, can you tell us a little bit more about Defender for SQL? Like how does it work? What workloads does it protect? And maybe some best practices?
Yeah, of course. So let me start by saying that Defender for Cloud has two main features: a vulnerability assessment solution and an advanced threat protection solution. And it's basically designed to protect your SQL estate everywhere, in Azure, in multi-cloud and hybrid environment, providing a single pane of glass for your security needs across all environments. And let's drill down and talk about how it actually works. So we created a framework composed out of three major phases when using Defender for SQL: enable, detect, and response. For the enablement phase, our goal was seamless onboarding. So we focused on an experience that allows you to enable and, of course, enforce protection on your entire database estate with just a single click. In the detection phase, Microsoft Defender for SQL will start assessing your workloads to find potential misconfiguration and vulnerabilities alongside malicious activities. And for the response part, the findings are natively integrated into the Microsoft Defender for Cloud portal as security alerts and security recommendations, allowing you to triage, investigate, and respond accordingly. And in addition, you can take advantage of the built-in integration that I mentioned before, as integration with Microsoft Sentinel and Azure Purview. They allow you to further investigate the alert and prioritize the security actions.
Okay, got it. This seems really interesting and also really powerful, especially with all the different integrations that it has. Now, I noticed when you had the slide up, it says protect SQL, OSS, and Azure Cosmos DB. So are you saying that Defender for SQL isn't just for SQL DB?
Yeah, that's entirely correct. So these are the resources Microsoft Defender for SQL protect, and you can see there are lots of them. For SQL PaaS resources, we protect Azure SQL databases, Azure SQL managed instances, Azure SQL Elastic pools, and dedicated SQL pools in Azure Synapse. SQL servers on machines are also protected. We protect them on-prem. We protect them using Azure Arc on Azure Arc enabled server, whether they're hosted in Azure Virtual Machine, and more globally, we're protecting SQL Server hosted on any other cloud. We also protect managed OSS databases as Azure MariaDB, Azure MySQL, and Azure PostgreSQL. And we recently extended our security capabilities to also include Azure Cosmos DB, which is currently in public preview. We know that when SQL servers are hosted outside of Azure, it can be hard to discover and protect them at scale. And this is why I'm so excited to announce we'll soon be releasing an automated protection enablement platform for SQL Server hosted in AWS EC2 and GCP Compute Engine. This new capability allows you to automatically onboard your SQL Server hosted in AWS or GCP using the power of Azure Arc enabled SQL. And it's still leveraging all the capabilities offered in Microsoft Defender for SQL, and it helps you protect the existing databases and newly created SQL servers in your multi-cloud environment.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know we were going to make an announcement like this in the show. Very exciting. So if I understand this correctly, this means like basically if I opt in for an Azure Arc enabled SQL server running in AWS or GCP, then I can get all the same sort of benefits that I'm getting for my SQL PaaS databases, for example, running in Azure. Is that how that's going to work?
Yeah, exactly. You got it right.
Awesome.
And
cool.
Thank you. And I really urge you to get started today and protect your databases, workloads everywhere using Microsoft Defender for Cloud.
Awesome. Thanks so much. This was really interesting. It's also super exciting to announce something like that at the end of the show. So very exciting to see that. For our viewers, if you like this episode, go ahead and give it a like. Leave us a comment and let us know what you think about Microsoft Defender for Cloud and more broadly or more narrowly, Microsoft Defender for SQL. Also, check the description. We put those links that Ido shared so you can learn more and get started with Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Thanks to our viewers, and we hope to see you next time on Data Exposed.